Good morning. Triple threat. Snow and ice in the northeast making a mess of the morning commute, with more on the way tonight, and a larger, more dangerous winter storm set to sweep across the country this weekend. Al's got the very latest forecast. Blame game overnight. North Korea pushing back against President Trump, saying he's responsible for that nuclear summit falling apart. And the president arrives back in Washington to a firestorm. Democrats and Republicans ripping him for falling for Kim Jong-un's claims he knew nothing about what happened to a young American captive.
The blood of Otto Warmbier is on the hands of Kim Jong-un.
Just ahead, will the president have to do damage control? The boss's orders overnight. A new report that President Trump ordered top secret security clearance for his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, over the objections of top intelligence aides. Straight ahead, the proof the White House chief of staff reportedly put in writing as the president denies he intervened. We're live with the latest. Those stories plus ready for launch. Elon Musk's SpaceX preparing for a historic test flight to the International Space Station, a mission that could mark the rebirth of America's space program. We're live on the launch pad. Battle over Neverland. The controversy intensifies over that HBO documentary on Michael Jackson. This morning, the film's director joins us live in Studio 1A. And to the rescue, a young boy dangling from a chairlift at a ski resort when a group of teens springs into action.
Wow, they're heroes.
We are going to hear from those quick-thinking heroes today, Friday, March 1st, 2019.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Nice to have you with us on a Friday morning. We've got Willie in for Hoda. Did you bring the snow with you this morning?
I brought March and I brought snow with me, and after that last video, I'm rethinking my ski trip this weekend.
I know. That's
incredible.
It's really incredible. Very heartwarming.
This morning, act of defiance. Julian Assange faces court vowing to fight his extradition to the United States. Smear campaign. Tony Abbott hits back after his electorate was plastered with vile posters. And Facebook fury. The social media giant slammed after it pulled a breast cancer awareness campaign, claiming it was too rude to show.
This is 7 News with Jodie Spears.
Good morning. A defiant Julian Assange has vowed to fight extradition to the United States during a hearing in the UK.
Breaking overnight, a double tragedy. 2 men drowned in a Melbourne lake during a drunken swim.
New developments. Pauline Hanson shot down for questioning childhood vaccination.
Apparently there is a test you can get done to see if the child is allergic to the vaccination or not.
New details, footy scandal. The woman paid off after a fling with a star speaks out exclusively.
Adele's outburst, why the megastar let loose at her Brisbane concert.
New flu warning, how to keep your family safe this season.
Make money pay, the simple tricks to put hundreds back into your bank account.
Game of clones, 1 contestant, 8 identical dates inside the bizarre new social experiment.
I'm not looking for trouble.
What a horrible way to live.
And the blockbusters shaking up the box office on Monday, the 6th of March, 2017.
Across Australia, this is Sunrise with Koshi and Sam.
Morning.
No, it's just the buttons on the suit.
I know.
Suit, yeah.
Well, everything. Well,
Check
you
the
just
barn door, the way you're looking at me there, I thought, whoop.
making sure you're all proper.
Welcome back. Well, she's 51, fierce, fit and fabulous. Jane Curnow has been competing in bodybuilding events since she was 45 years old. And when she isn't pumping iron in the gym, she's helping other women boost their self-esteem.
Yeah, but it hasn't been an easy road. Struggling with addiction and depression for much of her life, Jane finally found a way back to win her confidence. And she says without bodybuilding, she may not be alive today. Jane Curnow joins us live. Hi, Jane.
Hi.
Take us back to that moment 6 years ago. You were struggling, you had severe depression.
This morning, Australians honoured, Aussies from all walks of life officially recognised in the Queen's Birthday Honours list. Terrifying ordeal, a Sydney family forced to hide in their attic after an intruder smashed his way inside their home. And type 1 diabetes breakthrough, the powerful new drug with the potential to stop the disease.
This is 7 News with Ann Sanders.
Good morning. They have long been admired and respected by those around them. And today, more than 1,000 Australians have been officially recognised.
Fit, buff and tough, Jane Curnow is the 51-year-old woman pushing it all to the limit when she isn't competing in bodybuilding competitions. She's doing the next best thing, helping other women.
But having struggled with depression and addiction for most of her life, it hasn't been an easy road. In her latest book, Finding Myself from the Outside In, Jane has finally found a way to win back her confidence and says that she owes it all to bodybuilding. And Jane Curnow joins us now live. Terrific to have you with us. You're 51.
I am.
Which I think is surprising. You are competing, as I said, in bodybuilding competitions. Where did all this begin for you?
It actually began with injury. So I was a...
This is 7 Afternoon News with Angie Asimus.
Good afternoon, it's 4 o'clock and these are the stories making headlines right now. A woman has undergone surgery after being stabbed during a terrifying carjacking in Sydney's south. 2 little dogs praised for coming to the aid of their owner, saving her from being sexually assaulted. A date set for a referendum on recognising Indigenous Australians in the Constitution. And the Blues prepare for the series decider in the State of Origin. But first at 4, a woman has undergone emergency surgery after she was stabbed during a frenzied carjacking attempt in Sydney.
US R&B singer received the most 2017 Grammy Award nominations.
Beyonce?
Correct. What slang term for placing a bet is also a type of football kick?
Punt.
Correct. The terrorist group Black Hand was behind the assassination of Franz who?
Ferdinand?
Correct. In his celebrated diary, Samuel Pepys wrote about the Great Fire of which UK city?
London.
Correct. In which Australian state is Bill Shorten's electorate of Maribyrnong?
Victoria.
Correct. How many letter A's are in the word macrame?
Tonight, homegrown and ready to attack. Police swoop on 3 terror suspects in Western Sydney. Police stations and churches among the targets they're accused of plotting to hit. Record low, the official interest rate slashed again, but how much will the banks pass on? A 15-year-old schoolgirl arrested as police bust an alleged ice ring. Chaotic scenes in Hong Kong as pro-democracy demonstrators storm the parliament. Defence overhaul claims Australia may need nuclear weapons to counter the rise of China. And futures on the line, George Burgess facing a long ban for eye gouging. We're live on a big night at the judiciary.
Live from our Sydney headquarters, this is 7 News with Mark Ferguson.
Good evening. Sydney churches, courts and police stations were among the suspected targets of 2 alleged homegrown Islamic State terrorists who've been living in our suburbs.
Right past me. Simon, can you please pass the box to Amanda? Amanda, open the box and carefully tip out the mobile phone. Please click on the home button to open it.
Yep.
Click on the app and then click on my profile. I am X official. Everyone here and at home.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Michael Usher and here's the latest this Wednesday evening. A manhunt is underway as we go to air after this terrifying attack. We're standing by with new information from police at this hour. Breaking news tonight, the top end of town heading for a sleepless night as shareholders stop millions going to bank chiefs. We have developing details on the search for William Tyrrell, active leads and no reason to conclude he's dead. We're live with the very latest on the search for William. The latest sex scandal to rock Canberra. The party boss is here to answer why Andrew Broad still has a job. And the sun is coming up on day 697 of the Trump presidency. We're live to Washington, D.C., where America's Commander-in-Chief has undoubtedly had a restless night. Let's get straight to breaking news from Victoria, where police are hunting for a group of men after an horrific pack attack.
I can't believe she got an Iraq vet to be the drummer boy.
Remember, Mom, we have a plan.
Wait,
taking off your robe.
I can't do it. I quit. I appreciate all your help, but I'm just not cut out to sing.
No, you are not. You sound like a seal in its death throes. However, God only said you had to make a joyful noise.
What about you're watching The House of Wellness, and Rach, you know I'm a big believer in the benefits of an ice bath, as I know you are.
Absolutely, and we both tried cryotherapy earlier this year. Eager to know if you've tried to erase that memory.
I haven't been back since, I must admit. That was hardcore.
It was. I go once a fortnight.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oof. Don't know about that, but stepping into any freezing condition is a bit of a mental and physical challenge, and one man who conquers it 4 mornings a week, every week, is architect and host of Grand Designs Australia, Peter Madison. Welcome to you, Peter.
Hi.
Thank you, that's all true.
Hi, Peter. Than ever. One of the big materials that you see more and more is resin or fiberglass. All sorts of faux versions of other materials. You have a faux ceramic in this one, you have faux concrete here, and you have a kind of a faux aged terracotta here. So all of these planters are great because they can get fairly large, and instead of becoming so heavy, the lightweight resin really allows you to move them.
Carlton draft this bloke, what a player he was. Two-time All-Australian, Sydney BNF, Australian Football Hall of Fame, Premiership player for the Sydney Swans. He is an absolute champion. Michael O'Loughlin. Joy to have you on the show. Thanks. And it's obligatory that we start the show by rolling a package of highlights. And, mate, we have to leave
Enjoy
about
this.
45 minutes of yours out. I mean, from the very earliest stage of your career, where
there's
it
a
was
young
number 38.
lad. I don't know what's going on. There's a wig on there somewhere.
Skinny
You've had a chance to work with some pretty exceptional people. I'm going to throw a few names at you. I'd be interested to know what your response is to them. Kate Winslet.
I mean, divine. Absolutely divine. You know, she was going through a divorce, and she was in every scene that we filmed in this mini-series, Mildred Pierce. She was such a trooper. She worked so hard. She had tons of dialogue.
But first up, Matt strolls the streets of Barangaroo.
We all know Sydney has the best harbour in the world. And guess what? It's just got a whole heap better.
Because Sydney has a new urban precinct, Barangaroo. Right on the waterfront next to King Street Wharf, Barangaroo is a diners and shoppers paradise. There are many ways to get to Barangaroo: on foot via the Wynyard Walk, by ferry arriving at the new ferry wharf, and even by bike. And someone who has been here right from the beginning is local restaurateur Somar.
You were first here?
Yeah, we were the first restaurant in here, and it was quite long.
This was an interesting project because I see that and I see an incredibly commercial piece of design. That proves to me that you two can go out into the outside world and create very, very successful design alongside the dairy farming. But perhaps not as innovative, not as creative, not as sexy as we've seen from you in the past.
I would agree that it wasn't sexy. It was elegant.
Doors on the Gotham Steel Smokeless Grill.
And we're just getting started because the grill comes with this extra large griddle insert, perfect for making dinners like chicken fajitas.
Ooh, that sizzle makes me want to dance. How about you?
It'll make your taste buds do cartwheels. And I want you to notice, friends, here I am using metal utensils. No matter how much you put on that pan, you're never going to take that Thai ceramic and scrape it off. Let's grab a lemon. We're going to squirt some of that juice on. And here's what I love. What you see is